It's time.
It's time. It's
It is
time.
time.
It's Monday. It's time. Tracy It is already here saying GM. Hi, Tracy. GM. Oh, wait. She has masks on her face. I hope she's not sick. She might be sick.
No, that's just big smiley face.
Oh, it's big smiley face? It looks like
Mhm.
little masks. Anyway,
No,
my
that
eyes
is
are bad.
open.
I'm
That
old.
is that is just a big smiley.
I'm old. GM, if you are seeing this on Twitter, on Farcaster, in whatever mini app you might be watching us, please retweet, recast, let people know you are here. We're going to have a fun show today. We've got some news to catch up on. We're going to talk a little bit about the drama, but we're literally going to spend like 2 seconds. That's it.
Why are you trying to kill our? Why are you trying to kill our ratings before
I know.
we even start?
Really should we lean into the rage baiting?
Yeah. Clickbait.
Never mind. The whole show is going to be about drama. Drama on the timeline, people. Drama. No, I'm not doing that. We're going to talk about some things, fun things that are happening, builders building cool shit. And then we've got Ranjan 3118. I think that's or 1138. I forget what the number is. From Farhouse popping by to chat about Farhouse. We're going to dig into what it is, not just about the house token, but we are going to touch on that as well. So hang in there. We'll be back on the other side of the 66 seconds. And during that time, go retweet, recast, let people know. And we'll see you on the other side. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrienne, for another episode of GM Farcaster. This episode of GM Farcaster is powered by Clanker. Each Monday, we'll bring you the latest news from the Clanker team and highlight the builders innovating with Clanker and Farcaster. Visit clanker.world to launch your token and check out all the new features that Clanker V4 has to offer. Thank you, Clanker, for sponsoring GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, December 8th, and you are here with NounishProf and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day, plus an interview with our friend from Farhouse, Ranjan. Very excited to learn more about this new, they're calling it native streaming. So I'm very curious about that. We did have Farhouse, I think early on, it was just like a Twitter Spaces within a mini app. So they're working on, I think, improving that experience as well. So I'm really excited to learn more. So this will be fun. And GM to everyone in the chat, if you are watching over on Retake or Pine Tree, I'll be looking at your comments later on the show, and I promise that if you're watching on Retake, we'll circle back in there. So still working on managing multiple chats. But just want to shout out to our friends over Retake and Pine Tree. And soon Dan.
Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolution, to get a better just a better setup for streaming. Like maybe I need multiple monitors and screens, like
that would be good.
Full command center. And
like I've thought about that, but I really don't have the space for it. But I feel like I do need that second. Okay, so we're gonna get to this, but I was on watching Mike.eth's stream that he did, and we're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But he was like, this isn't easy. And I'm like, no, but he was doing a really good job of talking to the different chats that were happening. And I feel like that was because he did have extra monitors and things.
Right.
So he was doing like, I was impressed with how well he was doing with that. So thank you, Mike. And also I'll talk more about that later. Whoops. and that I might be joining him next week. But anyway, we'll get to that. So before that, we've got a few things to chat about, including, hold on one moment. I can't get back to something is weird with my setup here. Okay, there we go. I couldn't get back to my links. Like, where are my links? This is a problem. Okay, I got them. Now I got them. Sort of. There we go. Okay. So let's dive in. So one of the things I've been working on has been editing the videos where we did our interviews with our builders who are building on Farcaster and Clanker, which we were calling Clankcaster Spotlight. This was pre-Clanker Spotlight. Just want to make a note there. We were first. So just saying. So I pulled those interviews out. They are now in their own playlist on YouTube. We have 3 that are up there now. The other 3 should be added later today. And this is a great way to learn more about these builders, especially if you miss these interviews. This is going back to Minted Merch, Empire Builder, which is a great tool if you have a Clanker. You definitely want to watch that one. And Scum, and the other ones will be coming later today, and we'll be adding to those. So with, for example, today's chat with Ranjan from Farhouse. So look for that now. And you can actually subscribe to this as its own podcast. So you'll see when we add to this playlist. So there you go. Also, I don't know if you know this. This is actually big news, Adrienne. I'm so sorry to report we were not nominated for a Golden Globe. I know you're disappointed. Next year for sure. Next year is our year, but this year the Golden Globes has a new podcast category. And so I thought this was very interesting. And the 5 that were they had 25 that they could choose from. So they narrowed this down to 25. And these were the 5 that got nominated: Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, Call Her Daddy, Good Hang with Amy Poehler, the Mel Robbins Podcast, Smartless, and Up First. And I found, I think that Good Hang will be the one that gets it, just because it's Amy Poehler and she's been a host of Golden Globes before. I really do. But anyway, it's a good podcast. But I found it really interesting that, one, they're doing this year, number one. And number 2, the list of eligible podcasts were kind of funny because they had in there 48 Hours, Dateline NBC in 2020. And I'm like, those 3 have no business being in here. And luckily they weren't nominated. So, but just interesting note that got out this morning. So there you go.
Media is being reinvented. There was a whole conversation, which I know we're not getting into, just about Netflix acquiring Warner Brothers.
Yes.
And
which was inevitable to me.
People being but surprise. I think how people get their news and entertainment has changed.
Big time. Yeah. I mean, big time. Welcome. Yeah.
Yeah. And what even
for the young, especially younger you go, they're not even watching full podcasts. They're just seeing a clip.
No.
That's it. A lot of them are just seeing clips. Yeah. So there we go. Next year, Golden Globe for the best clip goes to Push.
But they're also, and guess who's not paying attention to Golden Globes or award ceremonies?
None of them. Nobody. Yeah. Nobody. And especially not Gen Z or younger. But I still pay attention. You can call me a boomer if you want. I'm not, but you can. All right. Moving on to Farcaster news. That was just a little teaser to whet the appetite. The big news. FarCon Rome Summit tickets dropped this Sunday. That was yesterday. They are out there. The summit takes place on May 5th at Palazzo Brancaccio. I'm butchering that. Sorry. I need to get on Duolingo really quick. A full day of panels, big picture conversations, and community activations designed to bring the Farcaster energy IRL and push the network forward. 300 tickets available for public sale at 200 USDC only via the mini app with a limit of 1 ticket per FID. Remember, 20% goes to Purple to keep proliferating the ecosystem. 150 tickets have been airdropped to supporters who contributed $100 plus to the initial crowdfund. More details on Builders Day, May 4th, coming soon. For now, save the date and get ready to grab your ticket. So those tickets were out yesterday. You can get them in this mini app. Just click the Get Tickets and grab yours and come join us in Rome. And we'll have more. We'll have Limone on sometime soon, I'm sure, to chat about, probably in the new year. I keep saying soon and realizing we've only got like a handful of episodes before like we take a little break. So anyway, in the new year, we'll look for getting Limone on here to talk more about FarCon, and we're excited to partner as the media partner. So it's gonna be fun, and everyone will be happy, and everyone will be in a good mood, and it'll be fabulous. But before that,
how can you not be? You're going to Italy, and you're hanging out with your internet friends. It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be incredible.
And you're not.
I'm excited. Never been to Italy. I'm very excited. This from Dan. So we've had a lot of, let me just set the stage here. There's been a lot of, let's say, crankiness on the timeline. Stemming from this shift. We have a little shift happening where the focus now is on trading and traders, and which makes perfect sense. Now, do I like all the choices that have been made? No, I don't. I want my little reactions back. My issues are tiny and minuscule and really don't matter. My biggest issues, honest to God, reactions and trending feed. That's it. Those things would fix me. But other folks have much bigger concerns. So I personally, I do a little bit of trading. I am not a trader. I do not consider myself a trader. I think it would be ridiculous to call myself that. Do I still like to have token conversations and interest in how we are tokenizing the world, literally, bringing everything on chain? Yes, of course. Like, I think that's very interesting and it's good discussions to have, but some folks are feeling like social's being pushed out the door and we're just focusing on wallet. So let's dive in to what Dan had to say. In case you missed it, to reiterate, we're focused on building a great wallet that will get more people to use it. Every new retained wallet user is a new user for the protocol. We tried social first for 4.5 years. It didn't work for us. Wallet has been growing, so we're doubling down on that direction. That means new features and product positioning will be wallet focused. If you're not a fan of this direction for the Farcaster app, let me clarify that. 1, use another client. There are a bunch. 2, build another client. 3, consider another social network. So I think the last one is what perturbed some folks.
It was triggering for people. That's all. Nothing against like the content of what he said is like spot on. Great.
Yeah. I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that also I would clarify a couple things because I think he would as well. Where he says we tried social first for 4.5 years. It didn't work for us. I think it did work. It's just not scalable. It's not scalable. It's not sustainable. It's not going to be the thing that brings 1 billion users to Farcaster and makes it revenue positive and all the things.
And it didn't find product market fit in terms of like, it found the thing that's different from anywhere else that people are coming to Farcaster and can't leave. And then it's repeatable because more people keep coming and can't leave. Right. And more people keep coming at the end of the day.
And don't want to leave. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get, first of all, I do think the wallet is good. It's a great wallet in itself, has a lot of very good, as a wallet like Sloak has been cooking, Sloak and Friends. Mm-hmm. So there's that. But I do believe that you need both, because the success of the wallet depends on people funding the wallet. people funding the wallet depends on them actually coming to Farcaster and sticking around. That means you have to tap into various interests. If it's just I don't hang out on MetaMask. I go and use it when I need to. It's
what if
a
they
tool.
gave you zero? What if they gave you 0% swap fees though?
Yeah, I still wouldn't hang out there. So the social feed is what makes things sticky. And builders coming in and building cool things that I can use my wallet with makes it interesting. And so that's, and Dan knows that, he's just not completely articulating it here. Like that's what's going to make Farcaster stand out from other wallets, like is the fact that you have this. So everybody chill. It's fine. It's fine. So there was a really good discussion with Cassie within this thread. So, and she kind of just said what I just said. I don't think anyone has a problem with the wallet. It's genuinely best in class. What people are taking issue with is being told we're traders now, not users, which feels like whiplash over the years of cozy corners and social Legos. 2, being dismissed as the old guard, as one employee put it condescendingly, when we take issue with culture shift. And 3, not having a fully fleshed out protocol for fulfilling your request of people wanting to stay on protocol but disagreeing with the direction insofar as supporting other clients. I offer a solution for 3. And there's 3 GitHub FIPs that specifically work to further decentralize and make it easier to have other clients, et cetera, for this. And then she goes on, but 1 and 2 is a different story. Culture is downstream of clients, but clients are downstream of protocol, but protocol is downstream of authority for the time being. So, and Dan goes in, there's a whole bunch here. He does say, you know, he does agree with some of this, clarifies some things in terms of misunderstanding. It's really about not necessarily saying, there's a feeling that what's being said is, if you're not a trader, you're not welcome here. And that is not what's being said. And I think that's what needs to be, and that's what he's clarifying. So that's, I think, what's important to just point out here, because I think there's a lot that's getting sort of lost in the sauce of people, you know, certain folks, the way they're saying things is not being received well and is not helpful. And I think if you just focus on like what Dan is saying, then I feel like the clarity is a little bit more there with like, this is what they're doing. Here's why they're doing it. And there are other options should you want to a different client experience. So,
yeah.
What did I miss?
You didn't miss anything. It's just, I think at the end of the day, it's just all feelings.
And
you are taking 3-dimensional people with 10-dimensional feelings and compressing it into a text-based social network.
Yeah.
And people like to communicate one-to-one, but you're really broadcasting one-to-many. And it's like, so it's just complicated. No matter how many times things are said, I think people read things, they add tone to it, they make their own assumptions, they're bringing their own biases, and hence chaos ensues. I think even after this, like I'm just kind of looking at some of the chat, like someone in the chat is saying, while it's not an issue, we need a great wallet. Pushing everyone to become a trader is the issue, except I don't think they're pushing anyone to become a trader.
They're not.
Like, I don't feel pushed to become a trader. And by the way, I'm still using Farcaster, the app, as I always have. I'm posting my meals and using it as my public diary.
And you should.
And talking to friends. And guess what? I am doing swaps on Farcaster, and even for the I'm the laziest trader, and I'm not trying to I'm not a heavy enough swapper where like the fees matter. But last week I did move money into my Warplet to do a swap because it was a big enough, and I was like, it's worth it because it was a better.
I've been doing the same. Like I've literally been sending over ETH to my Warplet and then swapping to USDC and then sending it to off-ramp because it's way cheaper. I'm saving money.
But I don't feel pushed to become a trader. And I think to Dan's point of like, if you feel pushed to become a trader, there are other clients that are not as trader focused, and you can choose your own adventure and make your own an experience, and everything they built for 4.5 years for social app, they didn't unwind it.
No.
You can still use
And it's
your
incredibly
mute
useful.
words and your follower users. Like, there's still a rich social graph. Literally nothing has changed. I think it is my interpretation of everything is when Dan says you can use another social app.
Yeah. That triggers everybody.
And again, and this just goes back to, like, if Dan Dan has said this in exact words, he's not overly cuddly.
No.
But it doesn't mean he doesn't appreciate you for it just means,
and also it's not that he doesn't appreciate that social is what makes the wallet experience better. Like, that's what's going to set it out as a differentiator. So I think there is an understanding from him. And I agree. It's, to Mike's point here, I think it's one of those situations where it's not what you said, it's how you said it, big time. And not just from him, it's from other folks as well who, people are seeing as representative of this.
Yeah.
So.
And how did he say it? Like, on it's text.
Yeah. 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 And that's half the problem. Half the problem. I think if you posted a video right now, and said the same exact damn thing, people would take it differently.
And then just going this, right? It's like, we're not being pushed yet. I think this is fear. One, no one has any idea what the future is. We actually don't. You can't predict the future. You don't know. I think what it is people seeing this as an indicator of, like, okay, if they're hiring Zinger, and it's nothing personal against Zinger, it's just, does that reflect me? By the way, when they hired Ted last year, I guarantee you there are people who are like, oh, this isn't for me now because Ted doesn't represent me.
Yeah.
So, also,
absolutely.
You can unfollow Zinger.
You can unfollow.
You don't have to follow
you can block them.
Read what, yeah. It's okay.
I mean, you can. It's doable. You can block anybody.
Yes. And I think it is important. Like, Zinger is still a person. Like, he has taken a ton of personal attacks.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to be able to disagree with,
as has Dan,
words.
As has Linda. By the way, if you're coming at Linda, like, stop, like, don't even, like, back off. You're wrong tree, way wrong tree. But also even Dan, like, I think, and I actually had to do this when I was writing something. I was just telling Adrienne, like, I will read back and go, how is this coming off? And I even saw something, I'm like, I probably should have edited that out too. Where if I'm getting too personal, that's probably on me, and that's a wrong direction, and I need to adjust my words. And so I've tried to do that myself. We're not always perfect. A lot of it is, again, feelings, and it's, straw breaking camel's back sometimes for some people, where it's like, oh, one more thing. But I think we may be making it bigger than it needs to be. But a couple other notes on this that'll, not help with this going in the right direction. But as we mentioned, Cassie does have these FIPs that are up. There are 3 of them. I thought this was interesting. In half a day, these 3 FIPs rapidly climbed to be some of the highest voted FIPs in Farcaster history. 257 is now number 2 in all time. So I guess there's a 5th option in influencing the direction of Farcaster. So I thought, that's a great point.
Can we take a minute to raise our glasses to Cassie, who created FIP, like the most. Cheers, Cassie.
Really, like, that was the direction. Walk the walk. Don't just
right. So create the FIPs, which is the Farcaster Improvement Protocol, Procedure, Property,
Proposal.
Proposal.
Probably. Yeah.
It definitely is proposal, and and then a PR, right? So then it's like, so.
Yeah. And then then you get the feedback, the real feedback from the people who actually care about these particular issues and who are on the tech side.
Yeah.
This was part of what she was referring to. Was Dan had said strategies for influencing the direction of Farcaster. 1, refer a lot of people who start using Farcaster to switch to another client like Recaster, Degen, Firefly, Cura, Zapper, HeroCast, Base App, soon Uno. Uno's not available to everyone yet. Build or support someone who is building another client. If these strategies all seem bad, consider another social network. But then also 5, write an FIP.
Speaking of, I'm going to throw up our Farcaster invite. So that we can influence the direction of Farcaster. So everyone who's watching, if you're not a Farcaster, scan the QR code, join us so that we can become benevolent influencers of the Farcaster protocol. We would appreciate that.
So the other thing that a lot of people were discussing, and that was influencing the larger discussion, was that Zinger finally announced that he has joined the Farcaster team. And this is his announcement. Having been deep in the trenches for the past 2 years, I've never been more bullish on the future of Farcaster. I've long had respect for DWR&B for the way they've built Farcaster and am honored to work alongside them and the rest of our world-class team. I think we have a massive opportunity to bring on-chain assets and apps to millions of new users, and I'll be focused on onboarding new traders from all walks of life, stoked to continue growing the network and building the absolute best place to discover, trade, and create any asset on any chain. See you in trenches. Dan had responded to clarify, Zinger is working on new trader outreach and growth, i.e. people not already active on Farcaster. 2, he's trading and posting in a personal capacity. He is not paid to post or shell. So he's not being specifically directed to promote any particular tokens. 3, he has no influence on the trending algo for tokens. 4, we want people on our team to use the wallet and the features we are building. 5, you can always choose to not to follow, mute, block. All those things are available to you on Farcaster. 6, while Zinger can handle himself, if you want to be mad at someone, feel free to direct your anger at me. I'm likely fully responsible here for anything that is making you mad. Not necessarily.
There's plenty of anger at Dan, though.
Oh yeah,
that turned into a good copy pasta.
If you want to be bad it was this also added to the copy pasta. So this was related. So Zinger had said, when I say traders, I mean our users, since Farcaster is now a social trading app. So I assume if you're a user here, then you are a trader. And this it set some people off, including me and including the dog. Bert Worst had said, I assume you're a user here, you're a trader. I feel like there's enough room for more than traders and that the mix of identities on this network is what makes it special. I urge you to rethink that language. And again, I think this was a communication problem, not necessarily the actual intention of the team, as Dan said. But it became this really fun moment of, this is from Say Angel. When I say warplets, I mean Farcaster users, since Farcaster is now a social warplet app. So I assume if you're a user here, then you are a warplet, even if warplets are newer to you. And then we had this from Horsefacts. When I say yoinkers, I mean Farcaster users, since Farcaster is now a flag yoinking app. So I assume if you're a user here, then you are a yoinker. By the way, this is the best approach. This is a much better approach than mine to responding to a bad take, was to lean into the joke. And it worked well. I do see Ranjan down in our green room. I had just one more quick thing to mention, and then we're going to bring him up. And then we have a few more things to talk about, which we'll talk about after the interview. This is long. I'm not going to read this, but Linda had some good context here regarding Zinger's role of outreach and growth, in particular to traders. And she said, this is the same role I was temporarily rotated on, even though I love to pitch in wherever I can. I communicated to Dan and Barun early on that this is an important role, giving Farcaster's direction, and someone else who is actually a trader would be needed to fit the role, as I'm not a trader. So she goes on to talk about that Zinger was doing this as sort of a trial run at first, and that's why it was not announced. And I think that was important information, because I think there were quite a few folks who were a little upset that it was clear that Zinger was working for Farcaster and Merkle, and it wasn't being disclosed. And there was a lot of discussion around that. So this helped to clarify a lot of things. So very helpful. And then I'm going to leave it with this last thing from Jake. It is reasonable for Merkle to pivot to a wallet. it is reasonable for people to be upset about that. And also just, okay, go on with your lives. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Just
okay.
display. It's all. I think the emotion is just whatever. I'm not going to talk about feelings anymore. I'm gonna. Can we just leave it with?
Yeah.
If Farcaster grows, everybody benefits.
Yes. Everybody benefits in all the ways. So if you're a builder, you're going to have more people using your thing that you built. If you are a trader, you will have hopefully some better alpha and more social signals that you can use. If you're a yapper, you'll have more people to yap to. And if you're a dog, you'll just have more people to entertain with your cuteness. All right.
Dewoofy?
You're a dog. Or if you're Dewoofy.
Oh.
If you're Dewoofy, I don't know. I just don't know. All righty. We are going to bring up our friend Ranjan for our next Clankcaster Spotlight. Hit the clanking. I'm waiting for the clank. I'm waiting for the clank, Adrienne. And welcome.
That's so awesome. Hey, guys.
We're so excited to have you here. Good morning and welcome to GM Farcaster. It's nice to have you here.
Me too. I was listening to you guys, was enjoying the overall sum up of everything which is happening from wallets to the new joining in Farcaster. So good fun.
Yeah, it was, there's a lot happening, a lot of feelings on the timeline. So we tried to sum that up. We still have a bunch of other things to get to that we didn't even touch on yet, but we'll do that after we chat with you. So we want to jump in and talk. So let's set that stage a little bit. Last week, we had the first official Clanker team pre-sale, and it was House. So for Farhouse. Maybe it didn't go exactly perfect. There was some unexpected sniping. We'll leave it at that. Lessons were learned, but it did sell out quickly. You were able to capture a 28th pre-sale to help with the work that Farhouse is going to be doing and is doing. So let's talk about the actual project. And that's where we want to put some focus, is on Farhouse itself. So let's first, and I'll slide back over here in a second, but this was regarding the house token first, which we'll talk about. I want to circle back to that because what I want to focus on right now is the actual, like, what you're building. Like, let's focus on the actual thing and what you're building and talk about that first, and then we'll circle back to the token. So talk about what is Farhouse and what has it been and where are we going? Because I know it's been in existence already, but you're making a lot of changes, upgrades, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, first of all. I really enjoy the show. I think it's episode 318. It's been a long ride in that sense.
You're telling us.
Yeah. Exactly. I really like the vibe in general. So congrats, kudos to you guys on that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
In general, Farhouse has been live since 2024. We started building Farhouse when we realized that Farcaster is a great asynchronous social network. That means there are great chats happening, great threads. People are chatting a lot, but still, when they want to do synchronous communication, that means they wanted to do spaces or streams. We were just hopping on to X, and if you remember back in the day, Elon had acquired X, and then X spaces were crashing like anything. So if you're going to X, it was crashing, and then you have to refresh, and then again crashing, and again refresh. So we saw that opportunity. We're like, hey, why not build a standalone client on Farcaster where people can just go and they can just have a good chat. So we created a standalone client in which we got more than 13,000 users back in the day, and we did more than 15 million minutes of meeting. So people used to come in there, used to have great chat. I think daily we used to have almost 75 to 80 spaces. There were a lot of different kind of spaces from the direction of Farcaster to how we can, what's happening between Farcaster and Lens, a lot of different conversation,
Yeah.
which Mask Network and different social networks were out there back in the day. And now this has been very interesting kind of trajectory for all of them, including Farcaster. So a lot of good chats on that end. And then over time, we started seeing is that Farcaster went towards this this frames kind of way, and during that wave itself we realized that after frames to mini app, why not build it inside Farcaster itself, making it as a mini app so that people don't have this friction to download a test flight or to download an iOS or an Android app. And that's where we just transitioned. We just stopped the current house, far house, which is now house, to a mini app where now people can come in, do the same space as they were doing earlier, but now do the streaming as well, do a live prediction markets as well, and a lot of different things which is not possible earlier because of the new toolings which are out there. With the extreme good acquisition by Dan on the whole Clanker ecosystem, I think there's a new kind of wave of this creator side which we are also tapping into. So now mini app will be live in a couple of days time. Team is working towards it. We are burning like proper midnight oil on that. But yeah, things have been great, and yeah, now the whole idea is to get it live. We have more than 6,000 in wait list so far. So people are really pinging us left, right, and center to get this rolling as fast as possible, and we are trying to do that. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So this is going to be a mini app. It's no longer going to be standalone, and it's
Yes.
You had mentioned like native streaming, so I wasn't sure what that meant. If it meant inside a mini app or if it was actually going to be on the feed. So this is going to be like within the mini app.
Correct.
Is that correct?
It will be
Okay.
within the mini app. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what are some other features we can expect to see with
Mhm.
Farhouse that might be unique from something like Spaces or other streaming platforms?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think with spaces, first of all, space is really scalable. That means there can be, I think Farcaster now has a pretty sizable daily active user base. So you can imagine the whole Farcaster can join the call. Every user can join the call in the same spaces itself. So it's that scalable. So that means more than 50,000 people can join one space at once and can have a big party or a big town hall. So that's something, it's a scalable spaces. Second, there
Great.
is streaming. That means I can just do streaming, which is right now possible with Retake and a couple of others who are also doing fantastic job on that. As well as third thing is something called as prediction market. So that's the most interesting part. So what we're doing here right now, like before even our session started, you were just talking about a lot of different things happening in the Farcaster ecosystem. So imagine that is a new content getting produced on the internet, which is nowhere to be found right now. Now you can actually, this is a market. If we can create this into a liquid market, it would be fantastic. So meaning, this 30-minute kind of spaces or streaming, something like, would Dan be joining the stream, or
Oh, yeah.
what would Zinger be working towards, and stuff like that. And there could be a live kind of predictions on that, which will end as soon as the stream ends. So that's the interesting part which we're bringing in. So right now with Calci, with Poly market and others, it's more like a macro prediction markets. There is nothing like a micro prediction markets inside the spaces or the stream itself, which is a new information which is nowhere. So that's something unique which we are bringing in. It's hard problem. We are getting that in V1, but we're working towards oracles. We're working towards resolutions and all the different things. And all the devs, including Akshay,
It's hard.
Ocean, Mazan, are
Yeah.
working to
Yeah. Did
That's
you
a hard one.
did you follow Unlonely built like the way
I
Unlonely
was
was
just thinking
building
that.
if you're like early on, because I think
yes.
they early on kind of experimented with like, I don't know if it was prediction markets as much as like
It was a
the
yes, no.
betting on
Yeah.
stream, like yes,
Yeah.
no, yeah, similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think it was early to the market, but Brian and even Brian's sister, they're
Grace.
really awesome. In fact, they had good
Yeah.
vibes as well. They could have built a very scalable kind of way of how this. I think they're too early to the market, is what I believe. Uh, but I think
That's
right now is
that
that
was one
time.
reason for the challenges. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think right now we are
We
there. We
love you,
have more
Grace.
toolings.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I think in Ponder has done a little bit of this with their prediction polls. However, you're not predicting a specific outcome. You're predicting what people are going to choose. right? You're just betting that, everyone's favorite color is blue or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's not a outcome prediction market. So I think that's interesting. But yes, I remember there being something on Unlonely where it was like, which are we going to hat, no hat was like a thing that KMac wanted to do. Like, are they showing up with hats or no hats and things like that, which I think could be really, really fun as well.
Yes. Actually, apart from that, we're also bringing
Yeah.
something called as TVS. It's called total value of stream. So, which means that people who are joining the stream, it's like TVL, like total value
Yeah.
logged, which is in the chain perspective. Now, let's do that in the stream perspective or the spaces perspective. So, if you're doing spaces, what is the value of that spaces itself? So, it basically means the wallet power of each and every individual who is joining that. And based on that, we're creating a leaderboard itself. So, that what that will create is getting more and more, it becomes a competition in an organic way where people are just competing on who has better kind of TVS, and then we'll also be giving them rewards in terms of our incentives or our tokens itself. So trying to create that cold start problem really fast and gamifying it to the max limit.
Cool. And then I think if I am reading this correctly, you're also going to have token gating. Is that streams and spaces, like, and audio, or?
Absolutely. Yeah. So if
Cool.
you have any particular token, so let's say you have noise, or let's suppose you have Sky Castle, and you want to just do a spaces where only the holders of Sky Castle or only the holders of noise can come in, an exclusive stream with the founders or exclusive spaces with the founders, you can do that. And what that will
Can
also
you do
create is
any token, or does it have to be one that you created?
it could be any token. You can just
Okay.
token gate via any token which
So
is
we could
out
do
there.
that like with a partner, in a partnership. It wouldn't have to necessarily be our token. Okay, cool.
Right. Yes.
Very cool. I think that's another thing that I've seen a few different apps that are experimenting with, and I think that's a cool thing to start to bring into it, especially for some of these communities that are really growing. I'm thinking like Better and Bracky, and I think there's
Right.
some really good use cases there for doing community streams and driving, giving another reason for people to have that token.
Yeah, people want to chat
Very
with the
cool.
devs. They want to chat with the founders, and if you can create an exclusivity for that,
Right.
that too via an asset which is owned by you, I think it's a really powerful way to just have a good conversation with the devs, the founders, the team, and I think it will be an interesting kind of experiment, and we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. And so when is this going to be launching to everybody?
It will be launching in a week's time. So in a week's time,
Okay.
we'll be opening it up. We'll be doing it in a tranche kind of way. Since there are a lot of people on the wait list, we want first to open it up for Farhouse OGs. These are the people who have been streaming for a long time. So we'll be opening it up for them in the V0, and then we'll be moving forward to everyone else which are involved itself. And then we are also trying to get a lot of more creators into it, but we just don't want it to be a creator platform. We want it to be everyone's platform, and a lot of people are
Spaces
not
is anybody. It doesn't have to be people who are actually, streaming and spaces are two different things. And there's plenty of spaces where, you have like 10 people, and they're just chatting. So yeah, totally see that. Does the OG Adrienne just put that comment up? Does the OG
I didn't even know. Yeah, there's
Farhouse token carry any benefit?
So Farhouse OG NFT was an NFT which was given to all the OG people who were just doing a lot of streams, who were really supporting us back in the day, because we're just building it completely, like 6 devs building it out. So these were a good sizable number of NFT holders who really support us back in the day. Yes. And yes, the answer is yes. They will be having benefits.
Good.
There is a sizable percentage of tokens allocated only for Farhouse OG. Thank you, first of all, to all of them for the last 1 year. You have made sure that this thing becomes from a proper client to a mini app. So yes, answer is yes.
I love that. And I love seeing other reasons for people to hold NFTs. So that always makes me happy. But very cool. And then I just want to touch on the token as well. And you had Farhouse had posted this. The house token is now live. The house token is an economic engine that powers engagement within the mini app, tipping creators, unlocking gated live streams, rewarding active participants. A portion of the revenue generated will be routed back into the token to strengthen a long-term growth flywheel. So in terms of like tipping within the streams or the chats, is it going to be any token, or is it specifically just going to be the house token that'll be used for that?
So we are starting with house, but we'll be moving towards others as well. So we'll be starting with house where you can just tip in house, and they'll maybe have some more incentives if you tip via house itself. So that's the kind of first way in which. The second way is more incentive based mechanisms. That means TVS. So if you're getting more number of streamers with more amount of wallet power into the stream, you'll be also getting weekly payouts, which Farcaster used to do, like weekly payouts, and we are basically bringing that back. And third thing is that whatever revenue we are generating via the house, a portion of that will be again refunneled into the token itself. So that's how we are designed this whole system as. This learning we got from building Farhouse in 2024, and we want to just bring that back now with better toolings already, which we have.
Awesome. And I was just checking over on Retake to see if we had any questions over there. So if you're on Retake, I just posted a little something. So go, if you have any questions for our guest here, we'll make sure to get that in. Quiet. Mookie's saying hello to everybody. I think he thinks Bert is here, but I don't think Bert's on today. Adrienne, what have I missed? Bert is here. Mookie, Bert says hello.
Also, you've got people in the chat doing some marketing for you. I like this slogan for House Always Wins.
House always wins. It's a good slogan. That's a good slogan.
Actually, that's one of the reasons why we changed to house as well.
Yeah.
Are you branding? Is the app going to stay branded as Farhouse?
It will be house. We're figuring out to basically get that handle of house as well, but I think there is one more house, so we're figuring that part out, and people remember us as Farhouse, so we're not changing the handle yet. But yeah, it will be rebranded as house now.
Okay. Have you been testing on the Base app and other clients?
Yes, we have been testing it out as well, but we want to just bring it first inside the mini app itself, see how it's working with the Farhouse OG holders, see what is. We're testing it out ourselves. I think we might send a couple of people early DM by Wednesday or Thursday itself to basically just battle test it out and break it, and then we'll just open it up for a lot of people. But we want to do a big kind of spaces party where that would be the launch of it, where a lot of people should come in. I would love to have you guys there.
Did you say party? I'm in.
We're in.
Love a party.
I used to hang out on Spaces so much, and I got away from it. I think because, we used to do Noun Square every day, so there was that for a couple of years, and then just going from space to space, and before that Clubhouse, and then it just kind of faded a little bit. There was the tech challenges of Spaces for sure contributed, but also just kind of getting out of the habit and not doing as much. But I really enjoyed that type of communication because I think it's fun to be able to just pull people up. A lot of people don't want to be on camera, or they're not, even if they're not anon. I have days where I don't want to be on camera. Like it just, it's a lot. So it's just easier to just be able to do just voice only. So I think there's benefit to both. And Tavern. Yeah, Tavern was the other one we did for a while.
I remember. There was Abura as well, if you remember. Back in the day, there was Abura, who also
Abura.
Good Spaces. Yeah.
Yep.
I think the biggest problem.
That
was Bill.
Yes.
Bill Z. Yeah. Bill
Yes.
ZH.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem with the spaces, or even with streaming in general, and that's the reason why startups or companies who have lesser funds as compared to something like Twitch is not able to get that level of adoption, is because it's one of the hardest things to build. Imagine if you are sitting in, let's say, New York, and you want to chat with someone in Australia. Now you are just different, like you're in different time zones altogether, almost 18 hours apart, and all the calls needs to routed from all these like miles and miles away, and you want to do that via speed. It's a big technological marvel which you need to solve, and that requires something called as WebRTC. The technologies needs to be used. So you need to have a very good expertise in building real-time communication infrastructure to stand a chance to build a scalable solution. And it's such a hard problem that even X, which had billions and billions
Yeah.
of dollars, was facing this issue. Yeah.
Well, Elon came in and fired all the Spaces people, literally, like all the people that were working on it. So
Really?
that kind of contributed a little bit in the beginning when he took over. He literally did.
Yeah,
So
80%
then,
was a
and then
lot.
as like because he hadn't used he hadn't used that product, and then he went on and actually used it, and then he was like, oh, okay. Can we get some
That's
of those
his
people back?
MO. That's his MO. It's delete. It's called delete, delete, delete. You got to cut everything and then build back.
And then he bring back. Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about, you've kind of mentioned about scalable spaces, and I just to double click on two things. One, this concept of like everything is async, but yet people still love kind of synchronous time, which is we do the live stream. So you can listen to our show, the recording later, but the most fun is people who are joining live. Like there's something about the chat, people chatting while we're talking. Like it's more special, I think, and fun to do it live. But when you talk about scalable, if it doesn't work, like if it's glitchy, if it's laggy, if the sound isn't good, it's like a painful experience. People leave.
Right.
So you talked about being scalable. Is that are your backgrounds in? Is it audio? Is it in like what kind of where do you guys come from, and how do you approach scalability and kind of infrastructure?
Yes, that's a great question. And the technology which we use is WebRTC, which is Web Real-Time Communication. This is the protocol which was invented back in 1999 to make this communication. This was when Skype days, if you remember, where Skype used to work great for 4 people, but if we had 5th people in the call, it used to just break and crash down. So that's where it all started. And then came Cisco, then came Zoom, then came Clubhouse, and that was the whole kind of pecking order of building application, and it started becoming way more scalable over time. So we come from a background of basically building real-time infrastructure the last 7 years. So we have done this before, we have seen this industry before, and we've seen it grown. We've seen this infrastructure become better and better over time. And that's where, since we have this experience, we are able to build this scalable kind of infrastructure to make sure that we can support as much as what X can support. And we can do more things on top of it. We can add more Web3 native features on top of it. We can add token gating on top of it, making sure that the experience for a person who understands crypto, and not even understand crypto, but who wants to have something extra, they'll see that, which is different than what Twitch or which any Clubhouse supports. You can see that via House, and that's what our aim is.
Is anyone still using Clubhouse? I used to use it a lot for a while there, but there was a moment, and then it kind of faded as soon as Spaces took over.
I believe this would have been the same fate for Farhouse as well if we would have been just a client, because it's difficult for people to go and download a new app and just do synchronous communication. That's where Farcaster is so awesome, because now with mini app as well, because now you have asynchronous and synchronous at once. So think of it like, in streaming, real time or synchronous is more like something which is more like a restaurant. You go there for a good time and then you want to come back to a home. Imagine having a home which has a restaurant itself. So it's more like that, and Farcaster is like that. So I can go to a stream, but I can come back to my async mode. I can just chat. I can just ask, hey, what's the price action? I can do most things, say who is joining here and stuff like that, and then I can go back.
Especially now that you can also minimize the mini app. So for a while there, that wasn't possible, but now you can. So you can have the audio playing while you're doing, other things on Farcaster and stuff. So, which is cool.
Yes.
All right. So when do we think this is going to be opening up, at least to the wait list?
7 days for Farhouse OGs for sure. Maybe my dev will just message me if I say that exact time for the waitlist, but it will be within this month itself.
We have to ask. You know that your dev definitely does not want you to give a date.
Soon.
Before Christmas,
it's coming soon.
Yes, before Christmas we will have a big party. That means opening up for everyone, and before that, it will be open for house party.
Who said that? Somebody said that in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big house party.
Big house party. Yeah.
Do Do we want to chat a little bit about choosing to build on Clanker and
Yeah.
just kind of like how that experience was, why Clanker?
I think the number one reason was when we chatted with Dish for the first time. Dish is an awesome person altogether. Like, I think that was the number
We
one
love
reason.
Dish.
He
Yeah.
really helped us step by step in everything. Explained it like ELI 5. That explained like I'm a 5-year-old. He explained everything in detail, and we really like the vibe in general of working with Dish, working with Linda, working with DWR, and that's where like yeah, we should do it. We should launch it on Clanker itself, and that's where this whole thought process of doing the pre-sales and everything came together. I know there were a couple of learnings there, but it was we didn't anticipate the kind of demand we'll get
Right.
into it. And there are always people, game theoretically, who try to enter the system and try to test it out. And that's what we saw in a couple of seconds of as soon as the sales also got live.
And I think that was the good news for you and for the pre-sale, is that it did seem like you were hoping for 10 ETH over a period of 7 days, and instead it was
Yeah.
20 ETH in 30 seconds. So, congrats. But
Thank you.
there was, there were issues, but I think the bottom line is that some good builders got funding to be able to build this cool mini app that we'll all be able to use.
Yeah.
So,
and actually, we could have gone, like we were discussing internally as well, internal team with Dish, with Linda, with DWR as well. Like, we didn't want to raise a lot of money, and that's the reason why we kept it like 10 ETH and 20 ETH. And a lot of people also ask that why are you raising so small? Like, because that's what we need. We don't need more than that.
that's smart.
It was not to just raise a lot of money and then don't like build expectations so high that you will take like months and years to reach that expectations. And that's why even if you see our tokenomics, a lot of tokens in the market, like there's so less tokens in the vault right now, because we wanted market to price everything rather than we trying to safeguard all the tokens towards our side into the vault and then go towards it. So that's the reason why we did this 10 and 20 ETH. There also have been a couple of things. There were a couple of people who were trying to get in. I think there was one kind of situation where someone sniped 16 ETH was told, but it was not 16 ETH. It was actually broken down. They were refunded 9.5 ETH. So
Okay.
actually, yeah, so that was not 16 ETH. So it's not one person who got 16 ETH. They tried for 16 ETH, but they only got, because it was so fast,
Because
they
of
only got 16.
the sniper tax. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the sniper tax worked. Is what,
Yeah.
what it comes down to. I think also I'd love to see, I'm looking forward to seeing how you use the token within the mini app. And I think what I've seen over time is the projects that do that and find good use cases for their token or benefits for holding their token is probably a better way to put that. It's the things that make it sticky.
Right.
So, I'm thinking about like Better and some of the others, and Bracky's a obviously perfect example of that.
Yes.
I think that's what makes it sticky for people, and gives the token some legitimate demand rather than just speculation. So, looking forward to seeing that as well. Adrienne, anything else before we let Ranjan go?
We can hit them with some lightning round questions.
Do it. We got to do it. You ready for some lightning round
Okay.
questions to
Let's do
wrap
it.
this up? All right.
Okay. So on Farcaster, we talk a lot about the URL to IRL pipeline, which is about meeting people first through the internet and then later becoming IRL friends. So when and how did you make your first internet friend?
I made my first internet friend. Wow, that's a good question. I made my first internet friend when I was, uh, I was actually, I loved eating Cheetos. And when I was eating, like, I used to just eat Cheetos and this do on Orkut. I used to just go and talk about my Tezos. And that's where I found the first person, like, hey, I got the same Tezos as well. And that's where, and then after a while, we met in a football tournament. And that's where, like, hey, we have the same Tezos. So that's how I met my first internet friend who became my harder friend.
Okay.
Uh,
Interesting.
Unique answer. Follow the next one. Football or soccer?
Football.
American
Barcelona.
football or yeah. Yes. Oh, did you guys see Trump is renaming the NFL?
Yes.
Okay,
Really?
sorry.
Wow.
I'm expecting there
I
to be an NFL Peace Prize awarded at the Super Bowl. Continue.
Is there a
exactly.
prediction market on that?
There's gotta be, but I don't mess with those. I don't know. Bring it. What is your favorite holiday?
You mean the destination or?
No, like
Oh,
that is yeah. See, we're so international,
like
like
I
with our
know.
English.
Yeah.
No, what do I mean? What is like a holiday,
Like
religious or not,
Okay,
that you
holiday. Okay.
celebrate like a
a
day?
celebration. Like I know I was like Christmas, but I don't want to say Christmas because it's probably not Christmas.
I really like
But
New
something
Year
like
Eve, like the whole day when actually the New Year happens. That's one of my favorite because that's when
nice.
I take my resolution and I break it after a couple of months. Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
Morning person or night owl?
night owl.
Hmm. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
It would be about resilience and persistence.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. What is your biggest fear right now?
Adrian
Not
getting
working,
deep.
Wait, what
not
was
working
it?
too hard.
Oh. Kiwi skin on or off?
On.
Okay. And what is the last thing you bought with crypto?
House token.
Awesome.
That's great. Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. Back
Well,
yourself.
wait. Okay, wait. I forgot. I have a few more, and then we're gonna let you
Great.
go. Okay, if you could bring one person, living or dead, to Farcaster, who would it be?
Balaji.
Balaji's already here.
He's not tweeting. He's not casting a lot. Actually.
He's not casting a lot, but he is here. But okay.
Yeah, you know what? He has gone through phases where
He
he'll
does
be
go through
where
phases.
he's
Barack
gotten
Obama.
active on Farcaster. Barack Obama. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Barack Obama having a chat with Balaji about network states.
I will
That
host
would be
it on
phenomenal.
Farcaster. I would be happy.
We will
In a
just
farmhouse.
surpass
Volunteer.
the
In a
daily active user
farmhouse.
base of Twitter.
That's great. I think that's a
Awesome.
wrap.
All right.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
by. I'm really looking forward to the launch, relaunch, I should say. And we'll be on there. So thanks so much.
Thanks so
And
much.
this
Great vibes.
was another Clankcaster Spotlight. And go ahead, clank it. Fantastic. Thanks so much, Ranjan. And thank you, Farhouse. We'll see you on the feed.
Thanks. See you. Bye.
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 Let me remove. All right. Amazing.
Okay. I'm looking at my notes on my lightning round questions.
Yeah.
And I'm cracking up because so many of them are obsolete. Like I can't ask them anymore.
Like what?
You know, some of them are about like
I can't remember.
Well, some are like Farcaster channels, which I know I can ask,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I feel like if you're not, but not everyone.
Yeah, not everyone. Yeah.
It like depends when you joined, if you necessarily are using channels. And the last one is, if Farcaster had an official mascot, what would it be?
Yeah.
But we have a mascot now.
We have a mascot now.
So I don't have to ask that anymore.
It's behind you. Warplet. Wow. That's a baby Warplet. Speaking of, we need to talk about that. But yes, he would crush it in the books channel. I'm just saying. Just saying. That would be his favorite channel. All right. We got a few more things that we're going to chat about. And then we'll move along here. Oops, that was the Farhouse. Art Basel was finishing up. We talked about it last Friday, but a lot of stuff was still going on. I had just left. I love this photo from Debbie. Yeah. I just thought aesthetic. It was awesome. Talk about aesthetic, like just awesome. Loved it. Had to show it. One thing I regret is that I wasn't there when the public. We got a little lag. when the general admission was able to go over to the actual Art Basel Convention Center, and 010 looked amazing. So this is from Joelle B. GM from Art Basel. The attention is really focused on 010. Every day I see more and more people in our little corner. Eli and everyone involved did such an amazing job representing our community. So this was, this is the Beeple one. This is Jack Butcher down here. I think that might have been the Tyler Hobbs one. I'm not sure. So amazing. And just seeing like Jack posted this on Farcaster at the end, done. Thank you, Miami. Thank you, Internet. His was a literal receipt machine that was going. If you were there, you could get your physical receipt. If not, you could go online and purchase a digital one. You could donate whatever amount you wanted. You tip whatever. It could be $1. And you'd get the NFT. Or you could be there in person and get an actual physical receipt. He started at minus 79,000 as part of this art performance, if you will, and ended up at 114, positive, in the positive. So there you go. Very interesting. And then Beeple was everywhere, literally just everywhere. I saw these dogs everywhere. ABC, I mean, everyone was talking about this, but Mike Good, I think, ended up being able to get a pair of noggles on one of the dogs over there while he was over there. So well done, sir. Onto Zuckerberg. So these were physical things in this little pen that were pooping out images, and those images were NFTs. So
wow,
pretty amazing. And that's what's in my background, because on Emerge, you could create your own with your PFP. Highly recommend. You should go get this little reminder. But also, Jan, you're just the best. That was amazing. Like, and they pooping out the rainbow.
Pooping rainbows.
Pooping rainbows. It's pooping rainbows. By the way, Jan had written a big post about everything that's been going on the timeline, and the end was just bring back the animated PFPs. It'll solve everything.
Everybody, right. I mean, there's that meme. Everyone has their one feature that will fix Farcaster.
Yes. And for him, it is always animated PFPs. Amazing. So yeah, the robot dogs are, not you, Burtwurst, the robot dogs. But I'll let people know that next year you're available. You may not be. I don't know. You're going to be a big influencer, so you may not be. All right, moving on. A few more things from our builders. This was so fun. Mike did a stream, and it took like 2 hours or so, and gave away up to $20,000 in holiday wishes coming true, and picked 10 different people on the stream who won their wish on the wish list. So that was amazing. And I was one of the winners. So I won a humankind candle, was on my wish list. I'd already been gifted my other 2 wishes, which, I think my hat fell down somewhere, which was my banker hat. Oh, here it is. And also a Namaste Joe, which he's back there. So getting a humankind candle, very exciting. But there were people winning laptops. And my favorite one was a saxophone. So that was very cool. But this was really fun. It was fun to watch him doing this. He's in full regalia. He was all dressed up as Santa. It was so fun to see. So loved it. And I'm going to join him on the stream next Saturday. He's going to do another one. So more giveaways. Go create your wish list in the wish list mini app if you want to possibly have your wish come true. And this from IBC, Secret Santa just went on chain, create a chain, invite friends, send anonymous gifts. The twist, you won't know who's gifting you until Christmas reveal. So this is built on Base, live on Farcaster, API, Nanar. So go check that out if you want to be part of a little Secret Santa crew. This from MF Bevan. This is all of our holiday stuff, putting it all together. The time of Yule is upon us, and that means it's time for the sleigh to earn. This is the folks who created SLAY. This is SLEIGH to earn. event to mark the end of season 2 and the start of season 3. Season 2 rewards. We're kicking things off with season 2 rewards. There's over 1 billion in Farverse rewards to go around with rankings based on your contributions in Slay to Earn, Far Pets, Warplets, and Democracy. And then kind of goes on to talk about that, but go check this out. If you would like to play Slay to Earn, should be really fun. Also, there are some really cute Emerge Christmassy things happening right now on Emerge, so go check that out, including one with a Grinch. It is very cute. Also, in holiday gift buying news, including Humankind, Burtworth has come out with a series of gift guides, including your Humankind candle gift guide, your gift guide for dogs. And I like that this is all branded by channel. It's fantastic. And also a GM Farcaster gift guide. And this is so funny because you have the GM Farcaster mug. Fantastic. You can get that on Drops. You can get that on gmfarcaster.shop. You have our hyper sub is this, but also a microphone should you want to start your own podcast, a timer, which is for 29 minute timer, Noggles, and Bitcoin.
Love it.
That's because
this dog gets it. This dog gets
token.
it.
I love it. This dog totally gets it. Also on the timeline, going crazy on the timeline, the donuts. So this is from Big Brock. Glazelet NFT coming soon, everyone. We just built the smart contract and front end this week. Art is done. Just got to get it all hooked up. Got a very special community event coming up first, though, that will tie in. So this is a donut warplet combo. So fantastic. And donuts are they're all over the place. Like the donut, I still don't understand it. Like I can't quite, I joined a pool. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm earning anything. I just was like, this is just fun.
Yeah, and are there spin-off donut
There's
projects?
A donut, yes.
So many.
There's so much donut situation going on. There was, did I not pull that? I guess I didn't pull Kenny's cast. Kenny was doing a Pixar It Didn't Happen that was going on, and it produced some craziness, absolute craziness with videos that are next level. So go check that out. And this, we now have some Warplet babies, and that is what's behind Adrienne. This is a Warplet baby combining mine and her PFP, and the baby's eating pizza, and it's just hilarious. So there you go. We also, this was here's a selection of the Warplet babies. They were born recently. Yeah. By the way, our it's not this one. There's another one where it's holding a little toy, and it says grandpa on it, and it's like say angels grandpa. And lastly, wait a minute, is this going to come up? Oh, here's Kenny. This was the donut thing. As much as we love a good glaze video, a classic donut pick is still celebrated as well. So people are getting donuts custom made for the Pixar It Didn't Happen contest. Like it literally says POIDH on one of the donuts. Not even kidding. So there you go.
Kenny's awesome.
Kenny's so awesome.
Why has he not been on our show yet?
I don't know. We really need to have him on. Did we never have him on?
We never have.
I guess we didn't. We should really have him on. Yeah, he's totally awesome. And lastly, this was just funny. Here's a prompt for ChatGPT power users. Name a famous person who is the exact opposite of me. Give your reasoning. See my answers below. And I did this, and this is why I'm showing it, because it's just really funny. The opposite of me is Elon Musk. My bank account will attest. Very much so. And yours
that was funny.
Very true.
I just love that you're building GM Farcaster.
Yeah. But also,
which is the opposite of
It glazes me so well of like, you're just doing amazing things and Elon is awful. And there you go. And I'm like, okay. Like
The
all right,
glazing
that's fine.
it's too much. I can't handle Chad's glazing.
It's funny though. It's really funny.
Sometimes I need it. It feels good sometimes, but it's
Yeah.
mostly too much.
Yeah, you're building GM Farcaster, a welcomely joyful corner of the internet. Elon bought Twitter and turned it into the Thunderdome. Which I thought was really funny. But also like, yeah, okay. I think I don't think he's gonna be too upset that he's the opposite of me. What was yours? And I don't know. I don't have it here for some reason. I forget what yours was.
Mine was Elizabeth Holmes, which is
amazing.
that's
right. Yes, that's right. Which I thought was good as well. And it was about it talked a lot about transparency. If I remember correctly.
Build it, yes, transparency. Yeah. It's because I do, I open source my bot and I have all these open source things and she was black box and I do experimentation, prove things out. And she was like, just trust me.
Show your work.
It's great. Yeah.
Exactly. Turtlenecks. No turtlenecks.
Okay, wait. Actually though, like I guess how many black turtlenecks I own?
I would say at least one, but maybe many. I
yes,
don't know.
Yes, at least 3 times that many.
Yeah.
At least 3 times that many that are in prime rotation.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've seen you wear a black turtleneck before.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're exactly opposites, but maybe Chad doesn't know my wardrobe.
It doesn't know your wardrobe. Yeah, it was very specific about like the way it decided this. I'm only going to decide it on personal, like on publicly known things or something like that. And I was like, thank you for respecting my privacy, I guess. All right. So, all right, that is it. Did I forget anything? I think that was everything. It's been a minute here, but
no, that's all right. All the news that's fit.
All the news that's fit.
All the news that's fit to gossip about. And
we'll be back on Wednesday, and we have DS8 popping by, creator of Framedle. So get your Framedle questions ready. I'm excited to chat with them. It's gonna be fun. And I think that's it. And we'll also on Wednesday, that is our haberdashery spotlight. And if you have not already, I forgot to pull this cast to show, but I created a workflow on Emerge where you can add the haberdashery hat to your PFP, and you should. And I'm tipping some habs on that. So there you go. All right. One last thing, nothing that we've talked about in terms of tokens should be taken as endorsement of any said token and all that kind of fun thing. We do own some, we don't own all, and we talk about a whole bunch of them. So there you go. All right. That's it.
Adults have agency, y'all.
Adults have agency, y'all. And with that, everybody, we will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for hanging with us. If you are watching this on Twitter and you came through like the Clanker World account or something like that, go ahead and follow GM Farcaster so you see us when we are live. Because sometimes we're live.
Also, if you're watching on Twitter, come to Farcaster and hang out there because we have fun. I think we started the show in our feelings. And we are ending on a high note because we get to talk to builders. And as you were going through the various mini apps, showing things you're opening, I just I think it's so important to remember where you've come from. Or like 2 years ago on Farcaster, like there was one wrapped thing we did and it was like you casted 10 times and we were like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. It wasn't a mini app, they didn't exist, it wasn't a frame, it was just like a website that told you how many times you casted and then you could mint that as an NFT, and we thought that was the coolest thing. So now you have like a bazillion mini apps, the experiences are so much better, there's like so much more creativity happening, people are still building, there's and then also just the integration with physical products in the world between like looking at Burtworth's gift guides. And so I think like objectively Farcaster is in like a really good place. And I'm going to take that attitude with me for the rest of the week.
All right. That sounds good. I'm going to join you there. I'm going to join you in the positivity.
You don't sound convinced.
No, I am. I actually, there's a lot to be positive about. And I think when we focus on the builders, I think the fear is that some of that will fade away with the new focus. And I don't think that's true. But I think that's just the current fear. So I think, just going through all the things that people are building, there's so many cool things. There's so many things you find out first on, about on Farcaster if you're there. And there's just a lot of fun to be had. So come hang with us.
And here.
And right here. Come hang with us right here. Because by the way, we also talk about tokens on occasion. So, and that's okay. All these things are good. But we also talk about builders.
We contain multitudes.
All the fun. We contain multitudes, including donuts. And with that, everybody.
Okay. Thank you, I think.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, new person.
We got you. We're not going anywhere, I promise.
I give no guarantees. I'm getting older every day. All right. And with that, and on that note, please join us again Wednesday if we live to see the day. No guarantees. Us oldies cannot make any guarantees about that, but we're going to try. We'll try to be here Wednesday, and we'll be back to our regular time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern, correct? Yes. And then we'll have a guest joining us. DS8 will be joining us at 9 a.m. Eastern. So we'll see you all then. And until then, bye-bye. Thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster. And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the Base app. Until next time, bye-bye.